The woods were never safe after dark. Everyone in the village knew that. Everyone, except for Lila. Lila was stubborn, fearless. The woods were never safe after dark. Everyone in the village knew that. She didn't believe in old stories about witches and curses. So when she wandered too deep into the forest, she wasn't afraid. Not even when the sun dipped below the trees, and the shadows stretched long and thin like bony fingers. But then, she heard it. A whisper, soft, ancient. "You should not be here, child." Lila turned, and there, half hidden behind a gnarled tree, stood an old woman. Her back was crooked, her fingers long and twisted like the roots beneath her feet. Her eyes, milky white, as if she had seen too much of the world. "Go back before it's too late." Lila only laughed. "There's no such thing as witches," she scoffed. "No monsters, no curses, just silly stories to scare children." The old woman sighed. "Then you have sealed your fate." And with that, she vanished into the trees. Lila walked on, the air growing colder, the trees closing in around her. Then, she heard something. A rustling, a whispering. The shadows moved. She turned, but the path was gone. The trees had shifted, curling and twisting like hungry things. The air smelled of damp earth and something rotten. Then came the croaking, low, guttural, surrounding her. She stumbled back, her breath caught in her throat. From the darkness, eyes peered at her, hundreds of them, toads. They watched, unblinking, and then they spoke. She didn't listen either. The croaking became laughter, twisted, mocking. Lila ran, but the ground turned to mud beneath her feet. Her legs sank, heavy, sluggish. Her arms tingled. Her skin, slimy. Her breath hitched. She tried to scream, but only a croak came out. She looked down. Her hands were shrinking, her fingers fusing. Her skin turned green. And as her world shrank to the size of the forest floor, the last thing she saw was the old woman standing at the edge of the trees, smiling. Another toad hopped toward her. "You should have listened,"